Martinsville Speedway will soon be owned by NASCAR itself.
The racing organization will take over the company that operates a dozen racetracks on the circuit, including the Half Mile of Mayhem. The deal is worth about $2 billion. 10 News reporter Taj Simmons is live at the Speedway to explain what this will mean for the city of Martinsville. Taj?
Well, when you look at it in terms of dollars and cents, it's definitely a big deal, especially when $2 billion is changing hands. But in terms of ownership, not so much. The reason being, the owners of the track at NASCAR are very, very close. I'll explain just how close in a moment. And the Martinsville track is a sacred institution on the NASCAR circuit. There's no race experience quite like Martinsville, and that experience draws thousands of people to Henry County every year.
We look forward to it each and every race week. We love meeting all the folks from all over the country, all over the world, honestly.
Beth Stinnett of Martinsville Henry County Economic Development says the track and NASCAR are a vital part of the county's identity.
I'm born and raised here in Martinsville Henry County, and I've been going to the races since early elementary school years. Martinsville Speedway was NASCAR before NASCAR was NASCAR.
The Speedway will be a part of NASCAR after a $2 billion deal to buy its operator, International Speedway Corporation. But the two were already closely intertwined. NASCAR is owned by the France family, and ISC is a public company run by the Frances, who also own a large chunk of its stock. Once NASCAR takes over, it could have more control over race schedules at the tracks. But Stinnett says she is confident Martinsville will keep its mayhem.
Martinsville Speedway is the most historic. It's the oldest track, one of the only short tracks on the circuit. The fans, the drivers, and NASCAR themselves see the value of and the importance of Martinsville Speedway to the sports.
Now, Speedway officials were not available to comment on camera about this. And as we mentioned on the top of the show, it's not just Martinsville. The corporation owns 12 racetracks, including Daytona, Talladega, and the nearby Richmond Raceway. For now, reporting live at the Martinsville Speedway, Taj Simmons, 10 News, working for you.